The whole inspiration for writing icons for me, I'm Eastern Catholic, Byzantine Catholic by tradition and by baptism, but I had never really written an icon before I lived in Assisi, and some of our younger Italian friars were beginning to write icons, and so I said, oh, well, how are you doing that? And they were showing me, and so I got involved. And when I was there for the Jubilee year, I was really taken by the fact that for our conventual Franciscan saints, they had all spent time in Assisi at some point or another. Maximin Kolbe, St. Francis Anthony Fasani, St. Joseph Cupertino, St. Anthony of Padua, all of them had spent time again in that same place. And I was just so taken by that place again. So I wanted to bring them alive, so to speak, in icons for the Jubilee year, and then take them out so that they could be appreciated and expressed and be intercessors beyond just the confines of Assisi. So I was inspired to do this iconography series of our Franciscan, or specifically our conventual Franciscan saints, in order to somehow concretize or to make real that Jubilee experience in that holy place. So that was the inspiration. I first learned to do iconography the first time I was in Assisi in 1993, and then I went back in the year 2000. So in the year 2000 is when I started this project. The icons that I'm doing now, it's similar in that I want to take a certain connection to a place and bring it to a different place. One of the friars joked and says, I guess you create an icon in one country, but those icons are always destined for another country. So in this case, they're coming from United States, from Chicago, and they're going to Australia. The icons, there's 5. One is Christ the teacher, the Alpha and Omega, and as he holds open the book of life, the book of the Gospels. And then there is Our Lady Help of Christians, who is the patroness of Australia. And then there is the canonized saint, the first canonized saint from Australia, St. Mary MacKillop, or St. Mary of the Cross. And then an icon of St. Francis and an icon of St. Clare. So it's a series of 5. And my hope is to, even the boards, the actual wooden boards, came from Assisi. They were from the same carpenter that did the boards for the icon series for the Jubilee. And so there was a connection already back to Assisi. But I wanted it to be from Assisi to Australia, from Kenmore to Kellyville. So the boards and everything, the first inspiration came from Assisi. It's headed all the way to Australia, but they're being painted at our house in Kenmore in Chicago, and their destination is Kellyville in Australia. So it's a little bit of a play on places.